October the 8th. Woke with watery eyes. Very bad sign. I mean, it's okay to get them on a cold and windy day, or when something terrible has happened like flu, and you think you've got glandular fever, and will never be able to so much as walk to the shops again, let alone lift up a telephone to moan to a friend about being unable to walk to the shops again. But to get watery eyes for no reason, ooh. I know a man of 70 whose eyes water so much he has a drip permanently on the end of his nose. It is, I fear, a sign of age. It's like the time when I went to Dr. Farmer recently with pains in my knees. "A touch of osteoarthritis, Mary," she said. "Happens at our age." When I explained that it couldn't happen to me because I never take any exercise, and therefore my knees ought in theory still to be in perfect shape, the knees of a 10-year-old, barely used, exceptionally low mileage, one careful lady owner, I could probably even dig out the original box and receipt. She explained it didn't work like that. Rather a bore. October the 10th. Have just come home, gasping with relief from a dinner party. I was hoodwinked into accepting the invitation because my old friend Marion rang, using the well-worn trick, "What are you doing on Thursday?" And instead of saying cautiously, "Why?" I fell into the trap. "Nothing," I said. Clunk. I suppose the odd dinner party can spring a wonderful surprise. And Marion, being something of a Wonder Woman, like cheese, she's always on a board, has been known to produce interesting guests. But generally dinner parties are like the lottery, you rarely win. The problem is, first of all, there are never enough men. And by now, middle-aged, I was going to say, but perhaps the phrase getting on might be more accurate, the men who do attend are always spare for a very good reason. They are either completely hopeless or completely mad. I'm not sure. That description doesn't apply to most men, actually, whether they're spare or not, which is really why I've ended up so committed to being single. Doesn't mean some men aren't funny, sexy, kind, and fascinating, but you can be all that and hopeless and mad at the same time. The second problem with dinner parties is that as you get older, you don't, well, I don't, actually want to meet anyone new. There are quite enough people I know whose friendship I would like to consolidate, and other people's favourite people are very rarely my favourite people, and vice versa. The only new people I do want to meet are young people. But all old people want to meet young people. We fall on them like vampires. I remember myself when about 17 being mobbed by men and women who at 50 seemed ancient. "Do let me sit next to you," they'd say, floppy lips working over tobacco-stained teeth set into receding gums. "I do so love young people." And I would cringe as they hovered close, sucking into my youth, slavering over my peachy, blooming skin, my sadly immature views, my everything. Do tell me why you like the messy look. Why do you like young men with long hair? Do explain the Beatles to me. I do find them fascinating. Don't you find miniskirts rather cold? Do tell me, what is this generation gap we hear so much about these days? Nowadays, I don't blame them, though I'd never be so overt in my own craving for the company of the young. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my best friends, Penny, and told her that yet another friend of mine had died. Philippa, actually, the wife of Archie, who I had a crush on when I was a teenager. She's the fourth to pop off this year. I have actually attended no fewer than 5 funerals since January. And she said that 6 of her friends had died in the last 18 months. The awful thing is, she said, that now we just have to make do with the people who are left. Unless, I said, we cultivate young people. Which we don't, she said. Well, I have to say I do, though the admission feels as sinful and horrifically honest as getting up in an AA meeting and saying, "I'm an..."